Hey, booping bays. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in America. I have no idea why. I feel so compelled, as if I don't have a bazillion things to already do, but I don't know why I feel so compelled to do this reading, but I guess I'm supposed to do it. I haven't even done this, because this is the reading that I'm gonna do is a reading I usually only do in private readings, right? But apparently, I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that this is something that's gonna benefit more than one person. So this is one of those, if this is your situation type of deal. So I don't really know what's about to pop off with this, but I feel bothered. I mean, not for doing the reading. It's like the feeling that I feel is like the person is bothered. Like, I guess you would say like confused, you know? Going through some things. Needing some clarity on some things. So, I don't know. I'm going to see how this works. Because I usually use this to dig into situations with, you know, private clients. So I don't know how this is going to work with picking up buku energies. But this isn't sign specific. This is more or less situation specific. So I guess, like, you know, I don't know what I'm about to read for. I'll know by the time I title it and put it up. But I guess if it resonates, just go with it. Man, this is going to be interesting. I don't even know what I'm about to get myself into. So Spirit, whoever this reading is for, please give me clear and direct guidance for them since they feel bothered by whatever it is they feel bothered by. I feel like it's for somebody, I don't know, it's like you're worried about somebody. Worried about somebody, but you worried about somebody like, not like you're concerned for their well-being, but it's like, I guess somebody that you're not in contact with or something. So I'm going to get 3 overall energies from, well, I'm saying 3 because I mean 3 cards, but okay. Oh, good Lord. I'm going to get 3 cards for the overall energy for what's going on here. This is okay, or 4. That's what's hot in the streets right now. What am I getting myself into? So the 4 cards that came out, reconciliation, pay attention to red flags, you deserve love, and yes, this is your soulmate. Oh God, this is like a twin flame thing. Why? Why? All right, reconciliation, someone from your past is returning to your life. Oh God. So maybe this is a forewarning reading for someone. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. All right? You deserve love. You are lovable. And yes, this is your soulmate. I mean, this deck doesn't have a twin flame card, so I don't know. This could be like a karmic person that's coming back. I really don't know right now. But I guess this is a forewarning reading. Yay! We gotta love those, right? So, okay. The main thing that I get from this is here, I guess this is a forewarning reading. So if it's somebody that you haven't been in contact with, this person may be coming back to reach out to you, right? Oh. This person may be coming back to reach out to you, and this is someone that you have a spiritual connection with, right? So the reason why you may be bothered is you probably feel this person looming around you or something of the sort. But in so many ways, this person is going to come back to reach out to you. But the thing that I feel like Spirit is saying overall with this is to just be watchful. And the reason why I feel like this is a forewarning is because if you think about it, like if there's somebody you feel like you have a connection with, right? And, you know, you've been wondering about this person, thinking about them, so on and so forth. and this person comes back, your first initial reaction is excitement because it's like, oh my gosh, like I miss them so much, right? So when you feel like that, it's like you kind of want to throw caution to the wind. You want to throw everything out of the window, all the stuff that you were pissed off about, the stuff that you cried about, the stuff that kept you up at night, like when you was feeling some type of way and all of these other things. It's like you want to throw all of that stuff out of the window because you're so excited that this person is back in your life, right? But the thing that I feel like Spirit is saying is here, the reason why you've been bothered is because almost as if you're feeling this person's energy and you feel them around you or you feel them coming back or you've been having dreams about it or whatever. But the thing is that well, I'm not even going to say if. I'm just going to say when because I don't even really, like, I'm going to tell you now. With this being like for specific people who are all up in my auric field, making me feel like I got to do readings and things, you're welcome, by the way. But I'm not really going to make this broad. This reading is going to be very specific. So if this doesn't sound like you, so rule number 1 of knowing that this is your reading, that this is somebody that you feel like a soul connection or soul tie to, and you and this person are not communicating. Or today this person literally came out of nowhere. It's one or the other. But it's somebody who you've been kind of stuck on or whatever. And the whole key is here is if this person comes back, the thing that Spirit is saying is paying attention to their behavior. Like anything that would be, so kind of like getting out of that dreamy kind of state of being so excited that they're back. Because I feel like in the time you guys were separated, you learned or started to build the foundation of your self-worth and self-respect, right? And what you deserve and don't deserve. So the whole key point here is if this person does come back, you want to pay attention to any red flags that are being shown, which means don't get caught up into the emotions and actually have a conversation to find out what's really going on here. Because like say if this was a person who, you know, had a lot of third-party situations going on, or if this person was married or what have you, like if it's just, you know, whatever it was that kind of made you leave in the first place, you want to make sure that they aren't the same way they were before you stop communication with them or they stop communication with you, because you don't want to forget the fact of the worth and value that you've learned from yourself in the meantime. And you don't want to allow this person to come in and completely undo everything you've done up to this point. Okay? So that's overall. So now, we about to get in people's business. So Spirit, please give us clear and direct guidance for this person or people that I'm reading for that have somebody that they were waiting or wanting or desiring to come back that has come back. Let us know this person's true intentions, what's going on, what they need to know, and what's not, or whatever. Come on, Dagnabbit. Clear and direct guidance, Spirit. This is interesting. Somebody's coming back. Gotta pay attention to the red flags. Remember to love yourself. That's what I said. This is interesting. Clear and direct guidance, please, Spirit. Sorry. Making sure I'm not looking extra ratchet. Clear and direct guidance, please, Spirit. Thank you in advance. Please give us insight for whoever this reading is for. What's going on behind the scenes and what's not, or whatever. Let their old pale princess help them out so they don't get hit with that okie doke. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not about that life. Okay. BTW, we gonna be here for a minute. Because like I said, I do this in private reading. So this reading is very long. So if you gotta take you a bathroom break, get you some snacks or something. You might want to do that now, boo thing. Okie dokie. Gotta bring out Old Faithful right quick. Alright, so first card that we have for you, person who is my subby, that I'm reading for. We have, oh, sweet mother, yeah, 6th chakra, your 3rd eye. Listen to your intuitions. Next card we have is attachment in reverse. Free yourself. Oh, sweet mother. And next card we have is caring connection. This is interesting. So first thing I get from this is, in reference to this connection, you're going to have to use your intuition. And you need to be more in a, what's the word I'm looking for? You need to be more in an observant position. Like in the sense of like, you really need to sit back and watch. Because the whole thing is that you really want to be with this person. You know what I'm saying? So because you're so happy for them to be back here, it's very easy for you to just completely throw caution to the wind, go back into dreamy state and not really be realistic about what's going on here. So the thing that's most important is you really need to discern this person and what their intentions are and really be in an observant kind of watchful state. You know what I'm saying? Because the main thing that's been blocking this relationship or blocking your connection with this person is their tie to their false self, their false identity. That's always what's blocked them. But it works in 2 ways. It's like you guys could never come together into a connection or a union with each other because it's like you were connected to this person or willing to be connected to them beyond your better judgment. Because it's like you knew they were chained to the false self, but because you could see them for their authentic self, that made you kind of stick around, right? But the thing is that there's a part of you that was also chained to your false identity and the fact that you neglected what was best for yourself. What was best for yourself in the hopes of this coming together. So, yeah, this probably is some twin flame stuff. So this is like, it's a whole reflection thing, right? So it's the thing here is all the progress that you've made in this time that you've been separate from this person, everything that Spirit has revealed to you and everything that you learned that's kind of liberated you, all of that needs to be utilized now and not to allow yourself kind of to be swept off of your feet. But the whole thing is here, you have come to this realization, like in this time, right? And I think more or less you kind of let this situation go, right? So it's like you weren't really so much worried about it. So it's like the truth was revealed to you intuitively about this situation, okay? So how things were going or how things were panning out or how this person felt about you or what have you. And I feel like this is kind of confirmation for you because I feel like you were kind of on the fence about that too. It's like you had a dream about something or Spirit revealed the truth to you about this person, right? Or what was going on between you. So you decided to kind of cut ties. The thing that always kept you bound to this situation or like kind of like hopeful, so to speak, was because you could see on a soul level who this person really was. Like you could see them in like their highest state, so to speak. But they could not see that in themselves and they never quite understood why it was that why you viewed them that way. Because I don't really think they saw themselves that way. But it was the hope of them like taking off the false self mask and them seeing the authentic self that you saw. And that's kind of what kept you back there, right? So you hung on despite how this person treated you in hopes of them coming to the realization of what you already knew that they were, but they could not see this in themselves. So the whole thing that kept you kind of chained to them or bound to them in spite of how they treated you was because of this hope of you guys, like them realizing their truth of who they were and you guys being together, pretty much, right? But the thing that I see that has happened is Spirit is giving you some sort of revelation in reference to the relationship. So you kind of just, you know, you cut ties and decided to move on, right? So, almost being open to other options, whereas you weren't before, right? So I can understand why this would kind of be a forewarning, because it's one of those situations where as soon as you gave up, it's like now this person comes back and it's like, whoa, WTF, like what do I do now? So yeah, I do kind of feel like this is a heads up kind of deal. So that's what your focus has been now. Your focus now has been finding someone, like realizing, okay, this person's never going to change. Like this was all a ruse. I deserve better. They were, you know, a karmic lesson, blah, blah, blah. You know, so now I'm going to go in the direction of someone who can actually reciprocate what I'm willing to give, so to speak, right? Now, next we have for your person that is coming back in your life trying to reconcile. First card that we have for them, oh, good Lord, is Healer of the Ages. Interesting. Next, we have the man holding the coin. More interesting. A message about him or her. It's the woman holding the coin in reverse. This is interesting. So, something that you need to know about this person is that they started their path to their healing space, you know? When you had your divine revelation of their truth, like the truth about what they were doing to you, they also had a revelation, but I don't think it was good for them. It was kind of like, it was them seeing themselves for who they really were and what they were really doing, right? So it's kind of like, I don't want to necessarily say that they're a victim, but it's like, you know, I think them almost being like a creature of habit, right? So if you think about somebody who's living in accordance with the false identity, right? If we're thinking about somebody living in accordance with the false identity, this is who they are. This is what they do. Like, this is what they have done. This is what they've always done. This is second nature to them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when Spirit showed you what was really happening here, like how this person was not treating you with worth and value, it's like Spirit also showed them that they weren't treating you with worth and value. So it's almost like you had this painful experience of seeing the situation for what it was, and they had a painful experience of seeing themselves for what they were, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And so the thing that always held you back, like I said, was you seeing worth in this person that they couldn't see in themselves, right? But it's more or less, and I feel like this is kind of a family member. I'm not going to lie to you. Somebody just text me. But I feel like this is a family member on their end. This goes one or two ways with this. The thing that kind of stopped them, oh God, this sounds so much like a reading I just did. It's like the thing that always kept them held back, right? Is because for them to come out of alignment with their false self, it's like a fear of, and I mean, I think that's a fear that everybody kind of has. It's like, when you think about taking a spiritual path, right? Like a higher calling kind of path, right? Or following your authentic self, the first thing that people think about is money. So it's the thought of like, is this going to require me to, is this going to require me to have to quit my job? You know, am I going to have to go live in a van somewhere? And BTW, a lot of what I'm saying here is like energetic. That's why I have, you know, Old Faithful. But the whole thing is here is like, it's like, am I going to have to give up everything that I've built? You know what I'm saying? Everything that I know life to be. And I said this very similar so this is definitely probably some twin flame stuff, but I said this earlier. It's just like, it's the thought of having to give up this, because the false self comes with the false life. And if you built up an entire life, it's the fear of having to give up everything that you've built that you think your life should be, right? For something that is completely unfamiliar and unknown to you, right? But whatever the case may be, I'm saying all of this to say that whatever it is that Spirit revealed to you intuitively or in a dream is the same thing that was revealed to them. So it's like them having to deal with the pain of seeing what it is that they've done, right? But the thing that has always blocked them was the tie to the 3D world. So it's, you know, money, it's their career, it's, you know, relationships that they're in that they shouldn't be in, family members, you know what I'm saying? It's the fact that their identity is very intrinsically tied with all of this. And it's the thought of the fear of giving all of that up or leaving that behind for something that's completely unfamiliar to them. But the thing that's important for you to know is the thing that has always blocked them has been their tie to the 3D, right? To just this, everything that's around us. It's them being tied to that. Like, that's life to them, right? Now, the thing is here, with this person now, with them having the same revelation that you have had, it set you free to move forward with your life, right? But for them, it's kind of not really knowing what to do with that. So it's kind of like them now seeing these two worlds. It's them getting the inspiration of how it is that they treated you or what happened between you two. And seeing the fact that now you're kind of tired of the crap and you've moved on. Them being aware of that and seeing and being aware and kind of mulling over the chain that they have to the life that they've created around them, right? But it's no longer seeing value in that anymore. You know what I mean? Because it's like for them, and I don't know if it's something like the person that they're with. No, this is a very specific message. It's kind of like, okay, if this person, like the other person, like say if they were with someone else, right? The person that they were with matched them in the external world. So like say if home dude is like, I don't know, like a big mega CEO and he makes 6 figures, the person that he's with is a big mega CEO and makes 6 figures, right? So logically it makes sense, or, you know, him or her, whatever the case may be. But it's like the person that they're with on the external front, that person looks like to be a match for them. But whatever revelation that they just had, because I think that's what they kind of used as an, the thing that they used as an excuse, right? The thing that they used as an excuse of like, with them, like, okay, so they felt like this connection with you. But the whole reason why, you know, they tried to rationalize why they shouldn't be with you, despite how, like, the connection that they felt was like, oh, you know, like, maybe you don't make 6 figures. And it's like, well, you know, I make 6 figures, and then this person makes 6 figures, and they don't. So if I really supposed to be with them, then they would be making the same thing that I'm making. So that's kind of like how they rationalize themselves out of it, right? But the vibe I get is like this realization that the other person has had. They're looking at this other person that they chose as very hollow. Like the person, like you have like soul, right? You have conviction. Your life has meaning. So to you, it doesn't matter what it is that you make. You know what I'm saying? Or anything that has anything to do with like external means of validation. It's like for you, your life is full in the sense that you're living from a soul space. So it's the fact that you're living in alignment with your truth. That's where you find value, which in my opinion is real value, right? Because it's like it's a happiness. Like, you're content with whatever it is that you're doing, even if you're not making 6 figures. But with this other person, it's like for them, their value and worth came from accolades or, you know, a person's financial status in the physical world, right? So that was their reasoning for connecting with this person. But it's like now, since they've had this epiphany, whether it came for them in a dream or they had like the same kind of intuitive revelation that you did, it's like now they're kind of seeing how their connection to like the external world or 3D things, money and things of the sort, or are trying to acquire stuff, they're kind of seeing how foolish that was and how that's kind of held them back in life. And they're even looking at this other person and seeing that although this person is a good match for them in an external sense, it's like they're hollow. And that's the word I keep hearing, they're hollow. And not to say that the poor person doesn't have a soul, but it's like there's nothing more to them. It's like, you know, they're, so like say if this is a guy that I'm talking to, right? And this, the person who left you is a female who was, you know, like really beautiful and this and that. She's with a guy and sees that the guy is, there's nothing more to him other than the fact that he has money and vice versa. This is a woman that I'm talking to. The guy that left, that you have this connection with, connected with a woman, and he sees that she's hollow. Like, there's literally nothing more to her. Like, she's just pretty, and she dresses nice, and, you know, she may make a lot of money, or she may just be kind of like, you know, a gold digger type of person who just looks pretty, like a trophy kind of chick. You know what I'm saying? But it's like there's nothing more to her after that. It's like she's pretty. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are your views on things? She doesn't know. She doesn't really have any. It's like, not here for all that. I'm just here to be pretty. Like, thought that was the agreement, right? So it's kind of him seeing this now and that becoming like very like clear to him, just that, you know, in totality, it's like this is meaningless. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's really no value to what it is that he once thought was valuable, right? This is interesting. This sounds a lot like a reading I did earlier. What is going on in real life, Spirit? This is a whole energetic thing going on. So you guys are totally connected. It's a whole little mirror effect going on here. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Whoa, okay. Spirit, what's really going on? All right. So, didn't even ask for those cards, but they came out nonetheless. Man, this is a lot like a reading I did earlier. Okay, so the cards that came out, we have the Six of Cups. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Four of Swords. It's a whole lot of thinking going on. And then we have the, whoa, that's weird. And the Four of Pentacles. That's interesting. 2 6s, 2 4s, and an 8. Okay. That's weird. If you add up the math, then it's like, it's all 8. That's really weird. Well, I mean, if you do, you know, numerology reduction, because, you know, you got your 6, and it's 12, it's 3, and 4, you know. That's very interesting. So the thing that I'm seeing is here, there is like, you know, a whole soulmate connection that you guys have, right? So this is pretty much just confirming to me, like, in a 3D sense of what it is that I'm seeing happened here energetically, right? So for my person that this is for, you do have like a soulmate connection to this person. You guys are tied, but you got this revelation on stuff because I'm seeing overall like you were stuck in like this mental space, right? That's your whole attachment card. Let me just go ahead and show this to you, my dear. So we have our attachment card that's in reverse, right? And we got this here, the 8 of Swords. So it's like being bound and stuck to this in a mental sense, right? But the clarity that Spirit hashtag Archangel Metatron gave you, right, in reference to the soulmate connection, made you make the decision to leave the indecision behind and to go into a place of rest, right? To heal from your broken heart, right? In reference to this connection. So I think this is really hilarious how these cards fell out. Like, you know. So your healing from a broken heart kind of took a step back to detox, get yourself clear in reference to this connection that you have, right? But still in all, there's still a part of you, and this does sound a lot like a reading I did earlier. It's like I've moved forward in thought, but it's like a part of me is still holding on to this. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to do that for too long because it's going to start blocking your energy, right? Because I always say with the 4 of Pentacles, if you notice, his heart chakra is blocked and his crown chakra is blocked. So if you guys have moved forward, you know what I'm saying? And things in your life are still feeling kind of stagnated, or you're feeling like things haven't changed, it's because you're still healing and you're not really open. It's like you're desiring this. And so many things, like that's your goal, is to align with someone else. But it's like energetically you're still blocked. You know what I'm saying? And this stagnation is causing things to kind of die around you, if that makes sense. Because when our energy is blocked, we can't allow Spirit in to inspire us. So it's almost like you were open to get this last revelation, but the last revelation stagnated you. You know what I mean? Because I think it's like there's a part of you that doesn't really want to fully let go of this relationship, right? So when we talk about our other person, Spirit, can we get some clarity about them and what's going on in the 3D and whatnot or whatever? But that's very interesting. I think that's really funny that you have 2 6s, the 6 of Cups, and you have the 6 of Swords. Then we have the 8 of Swords. And then we have 2 4s, the 4 of Pentacles and the 4 of Swords. So this in so many ways is, oh good Lord, why did you fall on the floor? Dang it, son of a gun. I'm too old for this. Interesting. This reading is just so dope. I just cannot even. So, with our Healer of the Ages card, for what you want to know about the other person, we have the King of Cups. So they feel in some type of way that you don't know about, but them feeling also that they need to kind of release whatever's been burdening them based on what it is that they've gotten intuitively. You know what I'm saying? And this can also be, because, you know, sometimes when the High Priestess comes up, we're talking about, like, you know, the chick that you don't know about or whatever. So that's a possibility. You know, we very much could be. And I mean, honestly, if I just look at these in succession with these cards here, it's like if I take, because, you know, 3 of these fell out. So if I pin each of these cards to each one of the ones I have for them, it's like the revelation that this person got, right? Like the truth that Spirit revealed to them has put this person in this space, right? This person can also be a Cancer person or has Cancer somewhere in their chart. It's possible. But the revelation that they've gotten about their truth has left them feeling extremely emotionally volatile. So even though this person may be giving this, like, you know, stern poker face type of deal, it's them being in the midst of this emotional whirlwind based on the truth that they've gotten. So it has them in this very depressive type of state. So, like, you know how they say the truth hurts? It's like the truth legit hurt them on some stuff, right? If we look at the 10 of Wands with the man with the coin, this is almost them wanting to release the burdens of the things that have bound them before. Because it's like they've worked to build up this life that they're living. You know what I'm saying? Everything that they've built for, like I said, you know, with them putting their value in the material realm and them seeing how this has been extremely cumbersome for them and wanting to relinquish, because of course this is in their blocking position. So it's like them wanting to relinquish this burden that this life that they've built up has placed on their shoulders, and they want to grasp to this truth that spirit is giving them, but not really knowing exactly how to do that. So it's like, to me, they're just in this space of like, almost, if you think about like a tornado hitting life and you emerging, you know, from your safe space and looking at all of the carnage that happened around you, like that's the space that I feel like that they're in. It's like the realization that the tornado was actually them and that they brought all of this on themselves. And it's like, I've created this, but not really knowing what to do past that point. And if we take the High Priestess and match this to the woman holding the coin in reverse, if we use that interpretation of the High Priestess in the sense of that being like the other woman, so to speak, this would be her. And it's the person that's hollow. And I think the wisdom in the sense that he's gotten has shown him this, so to speak. It's just that the fact that this isn't, it's like he rationalized this. He was trying to be logical about it, of making this choice, but seeing that, you know, that really necessarily wasn't the ideal choice. But I feel like a part of you guys knew that already. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really feel like this would be news to you. I feel like intuitively you guys kind of knew. I feel like you kind of knew that it was someone else, even if the person never literally said it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like whoever this reading is for knew this. Like, you knew that already, that there was another person that was involved. So I don't really feel like that's going to be a shock. But it's the fact of, I don't know. It's like I'm saying it being revealed to them, but I feel like when they made this choice, they already knew that. It was just a little bit of self-denial that was going on. It was them just saying like, oh, you know, this is a dumb idea. Like, yeah, this is way better for me. Like, I'm going to go with this. But it's like for them, it's very clear to them at this point that this person, like, there's nothing more to them. Like, they don't have any depth is the best way that I could put it without, like, you know, degrading the person or anything. That's not my intention. But it's just seeing that this person lacks depth. It's like the thing with them, it's either the other person is either financially stable and your person isn't, and they pick them because this person gave them the financial stability that you couldn't, or this person was on the same level with them financially, and despite the connection they had with you, they felt like this person was a better counterpart with them based on external ideals, you know, or this person gave the illusion that they had more to them, right? And that kind of lured them in a sense. And so it's kind of like if they were doing something for them, they felt like you weren't doing. But it's like once they got with the person, they realized, so this is like if they had a lot of money, the only reason why this person was with them was for money. They really didn't care anything else about them. They just wanted to connect with them to kind of like use them on some stuff. Like, I'm sorry to laugh. I didn't mean to laugh at them. Sorry. But it's like the person wanted to use them for the money that they had. You know what I'm saying? And they're starting to realize now, like, oh, they really don't like me. They just wanted me for my finances. So however that works. So if they had a bunch of money, the person they're with doesn't, it was like a gold digger type of situation. If they have money and the other person has money, they realize that there's really nothing else to the person. Or if your person didn't have money and the other person has money, the only reason why they went with them was because that person had money. You know? And trying to use people like that, that's kind of how you get got, you know? But whatever the case may be, this is kind of like the background of how, you know, this realization that they have would be why it is that they're coming back. And why it's so important for you to pay attention to whatever kind of red flags are going on with this person. Because, I mean, granted, the person made a mistake in their choosing. And, of course, you want them to come back, right? But it's like you really want to be sure if there's a change that's happened with them. Because I don't really see that, you know? I mean, I see that it's like they're aware of what they did and they feel regret. But I mean, I don't really see any type of change. It's just them being aware they made a mistake and messed up, and them just being aware of that in like an emotional space, and they're feeling regret. But it's like, I'm not really seeing. Let me clarify the Ten of Wands. With the Ten of Wands, is it that they're actually dropping this person, Spirit? Or is this just like a whole energetic type of deal? Are they actually... Oh, okay. We got the Three of Wands. So, yeah. It's like... Well, I mean, yeah. Because, I mean, that's... You making a plan and taking action on it. You know what I'm saying? They picked a wand. So, okay. With the Three of Wands, I would say, yeah. They're kind of clear on what they did. So I would say it's like them, you know, having options before and then picking one and potentially moving forward on that one being you, looking at these two, you know. It's kind of like seeing you were doing the most, letting that go, seeing that, okay, this is where I want to go type of deal. And then making that decision to choose this, right? So just like now I've thought about it, made the plan, and now I'm just waiting for the right opportunity or the right time or for Spirit to tell me when to move forward I'm really all up in people's business tonight, aren't I? Yeah, so that's what is going to lead them into this whole reaching out to you deal. But it's like still in all, like I said, it's an awareness of what they've done wrong, right? And seeing that they made a mistake. And now they're trying to come back. But the thing that's important for you, because you're still in this very tender space, is you really want to not get caught up in the emotion of being bucked up that this person came back. And you really want to look at if their behavior is changing in accordance with the mindset. Because if they're still doing the same stuff that they've been doing, then that's really like of no service to anyone. It's like, yeah, it's super dope to know that you made the wrong decision, but it's like, is your behavior going to change, or are you just going to keep doing the same thing? You know what I mean? Because you don't want to be in a situation to where, you know, it's like, oh, I made a mistake. They come back, you let them back, and then they end up doing the same thing, right? But we're going to see how that pans out. So anywho, our little past intel, we have the Angel of Strength. We have, the Sun. And then we have All Tied Up. So this is kind of like past energies that kind of got us to where we are right now. So it's more or less like for my person I'm reading for, this was a lesson that you guys got in your own inner strength, right? So the thing that has been like, this is legit showing me the person I'm reading for is energy, right? It's like there was a need for you to stand up for yourself when you're not happy. Like when you see that something is blocking your happiness, meaning that this person was not giving you what it is that you deserved, right? Coming to that realization that I deserve love. You had to exact a level of self-control in spite of what you were feeling, in spite of this connection you had with this person. And I commend you on that. It took a lot of strength for, even though you felt so tied to this person, making the decision to be strong and to walk away. And in spite of how much it hurt you or how bound you felt to it, making the decision in spite of your feelings to go in the direction of what it was that would make you happy, even if that meant it not being with this person. So it's almost like, I don't want to say you said like F your feelings, but it was almost like, yes, I admit I do still feel a tie to this person, but because either you cut off communication with them or they cut off communication with you, it was just saying like, I can't stay stuck here. I can't spend the rest of my, life in this space. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's not going anywhere. It's stagnating me. So it's like, I have to change it up. I have to do something different. So to me, it's like you guys mustered up all of the courage that you had within you. You know what I'm saying? Every little ounce of strength that you had. to remove yourself from this situation and to try to cultivate some sort of happiness, because you saw that in this relationship, your happiness or your fulfillment just was not here. You had the dream of it, you had the wish of it, you had the hope of it, but in like real life, it legit was not happening. So I think you guys more or less came to the realization, because I call this card my damsel in distress, not really in distress card. So this is like a self-imposed limitation, which is very much like this. You know what I mean? Like, you have the ability to set yourself free, but it's just electing not to. It's like, oh, I'm so bound. I just don't know how I'm going to move forward. Oh my goodness, right? But it's you guys making the decision to let yourselves free from this, because you weren't getting fulfilled. Like, your needs were not being met. So in spite of how you felt, you mustered your strength to press forward to try to find happiness for yourself somewhere. And you stopped pretending as if you were stuck here and there was no way out. You know what I'm saying? And then going forward, well, no, I just feel like I want to pull some cards over here. But in so much, that's literally what I'm seeing. This to me is kind of confirming what it is I'm seeing up here. And I feel like that's the reason why you guys got that, like, Spirit gave you the clarity that you needed. Because it's like, this is what was going on with you guys underneath. So before the big revelation came that kind of confirmed what you guys were sensing already, it's like you knew this was probably going to take everything you had left in you to leave this. But it was this fear of, you know, what if? Or like, you know, if this person is, you know, my twin flame soulmate person, do I really want to leave? And I feel like the thing that gave you the strength to move out of that was that epiphany that you guys had. So getting that epiphany was when you were like, bam, and you broke yourself. I don't really feel like I need to clarify that. It's like you getting that epiphany is really what broke you out of that, if that makes sense. So going forward, who is this? I have no idea who that is. Yikes. Okay. Come on, boo thing. Don't do me this. So, going forward, we have the community card in reverse. We have the envy card in reverse. And then we have the 7th chakra in reverse. So, this is legit a forewarning, honey boo boo child. So, the thing is, how I said I was concerned about this here, like, yes, this person has come to this realization. But it's like, are they actually acting on it? Yeah, they made the choice. Like, they see that they messed up and they are going to try to reach out to you. But the thing is that y'all aren't in alignment yet, which is why Spirit is saying pay attention to the red flags and to remember that you deserve love in spite of the fact that this person is coming back to reconcile and y'all have a soulmate connection, because they're still out of alignment with themselves. So they haven't come to a place to where they're legit clear on how to align with what it is that you are in alignment with, right? And the thing that Spirit is kind of warning you against is falling back into old behaviors of this hoping. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is that you've made a shift in your energy, and the fact that you stopped being in this space where you're daydreaming about things. So you stop 7-a-cupping. You know what I'm saying? You stop just daydreaming about stuff and wishing, hoping, believing things happen. And you've instead taken stuff that was in this thought space and you've brought it down to earth to actually make tangible steps towards what it is that you're desiring, right? But with them, it's kind of like the thing that's holding them back is their environment still. Because even if they did cut off communication with this person, but I mean, they may not have. Because I mean, this person could still very much be there. So it could be them coming back to reconcile with you, but if you're not asking the right questions, then you can inadvertently end up in a third-party situation, which is going to start this whole thing all over again. It's like what you got out of, you know what I'm saying? It could be happening again, because even though he knows, like, oh, or she knows that, like, yeah, this is the person that I want to be with. If you don't pay attention to the red flags and ask the right questions, you can legit end up back in the same thing that you were in again. Because, and what I'm seeing here, because these are the 3 cards, if I can pick this up. These are the 3 cards that I'm seeing, right? So this is, you know, the community reverse. That's envy reverse. Oh, my bad. That one's like that too. And your 7th chakra in reverse. So the whole thing that I'm seeing is here, it's like this person coming back with being in the same shenanigans. Like, y'all not being, like, in the same energy. But it's like, if you don't ask the right questions, you know what I'm saying? If you don't ask the right questions about, okay, are you still seeing this person? Like, what's going on here? And you end up getting so caught up into, you know, the whirlwind of like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you're back. And you don't stay grounded and ask the right questions, you can easily end up in the same situation that you were in again, because taking them coming back is the assumption that things are different, right? Now, so it's like, if you don't put a stop to that based on what it is that you know about yourself, like you deserving love, right? Not paying attention to those red flags, you can easily end up back in something similar, right? But the thing that's important for you to know is that what you have been doing has been the right thing. It's you knowing your worth and you no longer being fazed by, you know, the idealization of things or the dream or the illusion of things. And you needing to see tangible evidence of such. And the thing that Spirit is pretty much telling you guys what this is, with the 7th chakra card coming up, is this is a forewarning that, how I said in the beginning, if you get caught up in emotion just because this person is back, you know what I'm saying? And you like completely take yourself out of reality and aren't asking the right questions or paying attention to, like, you know, signs and red flags and stuff that are popping up. It's like you completely nullifying your intuition. Like, Spirit could be saying, you know, red alert, man down, run, run, run. But because you're so caught up in this whirlwind of, like, you know, 7 of Cups energy, like all of the stuff that you used to do back then, like dreaming of the future and not paying attention to what's actually happening in the present, you can inadvertently get brought right back into what it is that you left out of with this person. So the key is for you to ground yourself, right? And to really pay attention to what's going on and ask the right questions. Don't just fall back into, you know, the excitement of this person being back. You feel what I'm saying? What is the community in reversed about, Spirit? Ooh, the World card. So it's like a cycle ending, yo. Like, there can be an end to this going forward if you stand your ground. But see, the whole thing is like, what I feel like this is saying in so many words, how this pans out, like, okay, if this person comes back and they're on the same foolishness and you jump right back on the bandwagon, like, we can go around this cycle again. So you can step right back into the cycle that was closed between you guys and do it again. Now, if you stand your ground in the sense of asking the right questions and showing that you've come to a place now where it's like, I'm not doing this anymore. That isn't who I am anymore. Like, you know, are you seeing someone else? Is it really over between them? And if it's not, and you're like, well, you know, don't talk to me until you handle that, because it's like, I'm not, you know, we're not doing sister wives over here or sister husbands. You know what I'm saying? That's when I feel like this person is going to see a shift and change. And it's like, whoa, so they really legit changed. And we have the Ace of Cups, right? So it's like, if you stand your ground, showing you're not willing to partake in what was, that to me would give this person that A-okay to where it's like, all right, I'm aligning with what it is you're requiring of me. But if that's not a requirement, then there's no incentive to change one's behavior. But granted, an offer of love that comes in, because I always say with my aces, it's like how this pans out is all contingent upon the people here, right? Because the 10 exists within the ace, but the question is the work, time, energy, and effort going to be put in, right? So 2 ways we can look at this of why it's imperative for you to use your intuition is you standing your ground to me, like of your worth, standing ground to your worth, asking the right questions, paying attention to the red flags, and making it very clear that you have no interest in partaking in a relationship similar to the one that you guys endured with each other in the past, that can offer this person an opportunity, depending on how they take it, in one of a few ways, right? It can either be a testament to them of, I need to get my SHIT together, right? And come to you correct, right? Or another way that we can look at this is we can be going around the merry-go-round again in the event that you don't stand up for what it is that you know and don't ask the right questions. Just because this person gives you an offer, assuming that this is a new cycle, right? Because just because the person gives you an offer of the Ace of Cups, that's not meaning that they've changed. You wouldn't know that unless you ask the right questions and you sit back and kind of watch what's happening, right? So this is why it's important to not get so overexcited that you completely nullify what it is that you know, or what you've learned about how spirit reveals things to you. So it's a need to approach this with caution and to be very discerning and very watchful and objective, and not to just assume that a person coming saying they've changed and them giving you an offer means things are different. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's almost like a don't ask, don't tell type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? If you asked, they would tell you. But if you don't ask, they're not. And because you're not asking, they would assume that you don't really care one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? And it's ignoring your better judgment just because you're happy that they're back, if that makes sense. So don't think just because someone's coming back to reconcile and they're making you an Ace of Cups offer, which really isn't much. It has potential, but if a person gives you an Ace and you guys aren't putting in the work to build it up to the 10, then it could stay the Ace for the rest of forever. So don't take the offer just as meaning or thinking that the cycle has changed, because underneath this, you know what I'm saying? It looks like they're still kind of between two worlds, if that makes sense. And it's like you standing up for your truth would be that signal or signifier of how they're going to respond going forward, right? So, and then the 2 cards that fell out with the 7th chakra in reverse is the 7 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands. So, yeah, be careful with this, okay? Because the thing that what I'm seeing is if you don't listen to your intuition in reference to this situation of this person coming back, that they could quite easily, kind of come in and deuce right back out. So saying this in the sense of like them contacting you and coming in really, really quick, and you're so happy that this person came back that you're not listening to your intuition, you're not paying attention to the red flags, right? And because they're coming back, you assume that this is an offer for you guys to build and that there's a new cycle and they've changed and everything is different. So you easily kind of let them back in and let your guards down without thinking about it, just assuming like, oh my gosh, they've had an epiphany and they're back and da-da-da-da. That this person could kind of come in and like smash and dash. And I hate to say it like that. But just because of being under the illusion that their return means something, this person can kind of like smash and dash, be in and out super duper quick and like be gone just as quick as they came. And that kind of thrusts you into another kind of grief cycle because you didn't keep your guards up. Like you didn't apply what it is that you learned throughout this entire cycle, if that's making sense. Wow. And then the outcome card is financial constraints. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. I know you lying to me. Dog. I don't know about, oh, Lord Jesus, help me. I don't know about this being no twin flame type of stuff, dog. This may legit be like a karmic partner on some stuff because, I mean, it could be. I don't know. I don't know what stage of development this person is in, but they're in the asshole stage. I'll tell you that right now. Because the vibe that I got, dude, this is crazy. This is like, this person did all of this stuff to you, right? And this could be a whole, I don't really know where this fits in. Because I don't know who the hell I'm reading for. I don't know where this fits in. But it's like the theme that I'm getting for this, dog, is like this is a person who left you for somebody, and this is what makes it like legit streamline here. Okay? So this is someone who left you, and the reason why they left you is because the person they left you for had money, right? Or they felt that this person was going to be some sort of gateway to stability, right? But that ended up not panning out for them. So the first thought is to look back to you and the stability that you offered them, right? So because they're in a place of instability now, right? Because they're in a place of instability now, and they see that you've kind of moved on and you're happy and things are going good for you, it's almost them coming back, making an offer, but their whole thing is to get whatever they can get and to be gone again because they're in financial straits right now, right? And like seeing this 3 of Cups and seeing this, because this card reminds me very much the card that's representing them, the 3 of Cups, right? This reminds me of the 3 of Cups, but this is in reverse, right? So it's like underneath what seems to be this change in this person is yet and still the same bullshit, right? And it's like, because they're seeing this happiness with you or how you moved on, it's them wanting to make an offer to come back into your space, right? But because you're not utilizing what you learned and you're completely tuning out your intuition, right? Because you're so happy that they're back that you get caught up for the okie doke again. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like putting all this energy into something and like the person is like, yet again, they're in quick and they're out just as quick as they came. And like the whole heart of that being them taking from you, and this can be in a financial sense or it could be in an energetic sense, like taking from you yet again for their benefit. You know what I'm saying? Or them coming to get money from you because they're in financial straits because things didn't work out with this other person. But it's just the simple fact that they're looking at you and things are like popping in your life right now. And they want to be a part of that. They want to be a part of things popping in your life right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's not really so much. And see, this is what the test is, yo. I don't like this person. They're an asshole. I'm going to be real with you. They're a dick. Like, I'm not even joking right now. I don't like this. The history between you and this person is that they've always gave very little. Very, very little. It's almost as if their perception is, if they give you just a little bit of attention, they give you a little Ace of Cups, because you know that the ace could potentially grow into the 10, you jump on that. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like you're always left holding the bag. Because they come in and get what they want and then they're out. And then they're back to doing what it is that they want to do. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why it's so important for, if this person does come back, to not get caught back up in this fairy tale of who it is that you wish that they are. Because truth be told, dude, Spirit can show people all day long who and what they are. That can be revealed to them. But the thing is, or you even seeing the best in other people, but if this person never cultivates that in themselves, then that's neither here nor there. There's of no consequence to anyone. Because we all have the potential to align with our authentic self, but if we never do the work to do so, you know, because like I even say that with my gift. The way that my gift works is that I'm able to see people at their highest. That's what helps me to help people bring that out. But if the person isn't working with me, or if the person doesn't want that, then me seeing potential in you is of no consequence to me nor you if you're not willing to do the work to cultivate it. It's like, I can't just love your higher self and see your higher self all day if you're not in alignment with it. I can't bring that out of you. That's something you have to choose to do yourself. You feel what I'm saying? So the whole thing is here, if you don't apply what it is that you know, or what you've learned from all of this you've been through with this person, you can get got for the okie doke again, because it looks to me like it's almost like being the fallback person. It's like when stuff doesn't work out with them, they know they can always come back to you and say, oh, I changed. I'm so different. Here's a little Ace of Cups here. And then you open back up, not listening to your intuition. And they're like, got what I want. Peace. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? So the key is here, how you guard against that is by being objective and not just letting the person back in, because a person has to earn their way back into your life. And I'm just being real about that. It's like, if a person that screwed you over and lied to you on some stuff, it's like, dog, first of all, what do you want? Like, yeah, I you know, miss you and whatnot. Like, that's true. But it's like, what do you want on some stuff? And seeing if their words align with their actions. It's not just taking everything for face value, because I feel like you have a history with this person of taking things that they say to you for face value. And it's because you believe the best in them so much to your own demise. But it's like, I really get the sense that you've done a lot of work. And it's like wanting to be careful with that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even say a twin, though, because I don't believe that twins freaking sabotage people like that. I don't know. I think karmics do that. Like, they are just little low vibrational little energy suckers that find enjoyment in demising people's lives and things of the sort. But this is more or less like a forewarning to just be careful of what it is that you are fraternizing with. You know what I'm saying? And the only way I can really see... Yeah. I can't even say that. You just want to listen to your intuition about this one, kiddo. You know? Because you don't want anyone... what's the word I'm looking for? Benefiting at your expense or at the expense of your ignorance. Them giving very, very little and you kind of opening up the doors back to them again, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, that's all I got. That is literally all I got. That is all I got, man. That's all I can say is just be careful with that one. It's like, if they come back with the illusion of change, just be watchful. Because all of this is saying is to take into account all that you've been through up to this point and the growth that you've had up to this point. And to just pay attention to what this person is doing. To see if a change really has occurred or if they're just trying to give you the illusion thereof and taking advantage of the fact that they know that you're waiting for them to come back. You know what I'm saying? Like them knowing that because, you know, there's been a separation that you would completely be geeked at the fact that they're coming back, that you won't be rational and they'll be able to kind of come back and benefit in some way and then be right back out the door once again, back to, you know, their little, you know, side chicks and side dudes and whatnot or whatever. So, yeah, that's all I got. That's not going to be for everybody. So don't be freaked out. if you don't, if you don't resonate with that, that's just not for you. That's for somebody out there that's going to know that that's for them. So if you watch this and, and it does not sound like your situation, don't freak out, okay? But I love your faces, so I hope that helps somebody out there, and I will see you guys sooner than later. Deuces.